I'm gonna let everybody else join. Just gonna get my zipper together. Let's see how long it's supposed to be. 16-inch. Hello. Okay, I just got my zipper ready. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people. I'm gonna put this away and then we can get started. Okay, I got my zipper. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach my zipper pull to it. I'm using this zipper pull here. So I'm just gonna run my lighter up against this so that my zipper doesn't fray. Okay. Gonna add my zipper pull. Whoops. So I'm just trying to put my zipper pull on evenly. There we go. Perfect. So now I got my zipper and we can add it to our main panel. So we're gonna set aside our lining and grab the main. So this is my front side. I'm going to, remember we have our snips here for where we added for the zipper placement. So we're gonna undo this side of our zipper. So you're going to, oops, you're gonna want to do a 45 or like a 90-degree angle. So do like a 90-degree angle here, kind of like this. And you're going to start your or more like this. So I guess a 45-degree. Sorry. Just want to make sure that this is right. Okay, so I'm gonna start, I'm gonna clip it right on that edge. Right where my zipper, so my zipper is gonna start, or that little 90 or 45 degree angle is going to start right here. So that's what it's going to look like. And right where this edge of the zipper tape is, that's where my placement is for my zipper, the zipper placement that is on the pattern. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pin it all the way, or clip it. So my zipper is right side touching. So my zipper is right side touching on my main exterior panel, or out, like my main exterior. And now I'm gonna find where my other zipper placement is, and that is where I'm going to trail off. So I'm going to push so I have my zipper right here, and so when I get to that little mark that I have, I'm gonna push this out of the way and stitch down. So you don't want to stitch this. You're going to move it out of the way. Let me plug my phone up because it's about to die. If only I knew where my charger was. There we go. Sorry. I'm just gonna plug my phone up real quick. There we go. Okay. So this is how it should be. Your zipper should be on your bag right now. I'm going to continue pinning. When you are 1 inch away from the zipper placement mark on the other side, start tapering downwards away from the raw edge so that it's completely out of the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance at exactly this zipper placement mark. So right about, I'm gonna say right about this clip here, I'm gonna start tapering in so that it's not in the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance is whenever we add our lining in. Okay, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, we're gonna start at the V. So we're gonna start right here at this V. So you're gonna want to, it's gonna be a little weird, awkward. I'm just gonna kind of curl this in and place my zipper down. I'm gonna start right at that V. Uh-oh. Maybe. Just get your foot under there. Okay. So I got my stitch at a 3, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Oh no. My stitching got all crazy. nesting. My bottom thread got caught in here, so I need to re-thread. Of course, I always have to have some kind of problem during my sew-alongs. I'm just trying to get that thread out. There we go. Gonna re-thread. Try that again. Oops. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna put this back stitch-wise where it's supposed to be. So I'm just aligning it back up right where, perfect. Back we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to follow the 1/4 of an inch all the way down, making sure I pivot at each returning, I guess. And making sure I don't stitch my bottom. Okay. So 1/4 of an inch, I'm going all the way. Then when I get to a point where you can pivot, or not pivot, but like turn, you're just going to turn the bag. You're just following that. You're just following the top of the bag. So almost close to that 1 inch mark that's coming up for my. So I'm going to want to start tapering out so that about at like 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to want to make sure that you push your zipper out. You don't want to sew that all the way past the zipper placement. So I'm just adjusting, and I'm going to start going in, tapering in. I'm going to put my needle down and move or adjust that zipper tape so that it's okay. So there I have it attached. And this is where I tapered out so that it's not all the way down. You see where I pushed it out of the way. And then I have my front. Okay. So now we're going to do the other side of the bag. So this is where it kind of gets a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna place this clip at the end so that I don't accidentally pull my zipper tape off. So we want, so I'm just going to kind of work with this. I want to make sure that it's the right way. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing we did to the other side, but I'm starting from the back and I'm going to go all the way up to the front. Oops. I did not start at the same spot, so I want to make sure that it's even. So there we go. So now this should be good. So now I'm just going to follow the top. Okay, so now I'm getting right to where that zipper is, and I'm going to fold it at that like 45-degree angle and clip. And actually, so look, I did this wrong, but it'll be fine. You want to sew it out. You want to push it this way instead of the way I did it because it was a little bit hard to sew over it. I'm sure it won't make a, let's see. I'm just going to double check it. Making sure that this is even. Okay, and so now I'm just gonna pretend that I want to sew it up, or yeah. So I'm gonna pretend it's all sewed up and I want to close it. And so I wanna make sure that it's closed the right way, it closes the right way. And so it does. But now I just wanna make sure it's nice and even, that it's gonna be closing at an even spot. Okay, and so that's how it's gonna look. But it's gonna look nicer because it's not gonna be all, it's gonna be attached. Okay. So that's out of the way, and I wanna make sure that my So I'm just lining this up, making sure that these two zippers are gonna end at the same spot. Because you don't want one to end further, or like, you don't want one to be further down than the other. So I'm just making sure they're even. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna add a few more clips so that my zipper stays nice and even when I'm sewing. Okay, and now I'm gonna start from the back side here. Starting at that V. I'm just trying to get my foot in, and I want to make sure that I don't catch my zipper. Okay. Making sure my threads are out of the way so they don't nest like they did earlier. I'm gonna put my foot down, or my needle down. I wanna make sure that, I just wanna make sure that I'm not catching my zipper tape before my snip in my panel, or my main panel. So I'm about to get there. So I'm just making sure it's starting to taper at that point. Here we go. It's a little hard to get it out of the way, but there we go. Alrighty. I want to make sure that my bottom is out of the way. And I'm lining up my zipper tape to the top of my main panel and following it. Turn at this corner, go all the way down, and continue going all the way at 1/4 of an inch. Making sure that my bottom panel is not underneath my foot, because you don't want to accidentally sew the other side. Okay. Adjust to go down, and we're pretty much almost done with the top zipper. And then we just have to add our lining. A 1/4 of an inch here. Okay. Okay, this zipper gave me some problems. It'll work itself out. Okay. So now I'm just gonna close it and see how it looks. Luckily, this is my purse, and so if there's a few mistakes, it's okay. Okay, for the most part, it looks pretty good. I did have a little bit of problems where my, when I had that nesting, I pulled my vinyl. Don't do that because I ripped it, but it's okay. They're not gonna, nobody's gonna know. All right. So, okay, close the zipper to make sure everything matched up. Everything did. So now I'm gonna open the lining pocket zipper completely, which we already did, with the lining wrong side out and the exterior right side out. Place the exterior inside the vinyl, or inside the interior, or, oh my goodness, I cannot talk. So I'm actually gonna do this a little bit differently, possibly. I feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to shove this into, with the lining wrong side out and this exterior right side out. So now I'm just gonna place this how I want it. I like my zipper to be at the back of the purse, so I'm gonna put it opposite of, I'm gonna put it opposite from my what is this? My nameplate. So put that in there. So I'm just gonna push this all the way down. I'm going to match up my middle seams here. I'm going to do the same thing to my other side, making sure my zipper is good and not in the way. I'm going to line my V's up. I'm going to line my seams here. I'm going to clip, and I'm going to do the same exact thing to my other side. Line my seams, and then I'm going to line my V's. I'm just going to trim up this excess zipper pieces. line up my V's. And now I'm just going to clip my lining all the way around. And do the same thing to my other side. Oops, I think I just broke a clip. I'm just pushing down the line or my exterior so that I can get a good fit for my top. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now attached to my exterior. And now we are going to, let's see, we're going to sew this at, we're going to sew this at 1/4 of an inch over that pre-existing 1/4 of an inch seam on the entire edge of this bag. And then we're going to clip where the V points are at, turn the right side, turn the bag right side out, and then we are going to top stitch. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to follow my pre-existing 1/4 of an inch seam that we already, so you can see the stitching, you can see the pre-existing stitching already, and that's where you're going to stitch at. So at 1/4 of an inch, just feeling everything, making sure that my lining stays matched to my top edge. So like the raw edges match. And I broke that one, so. I'm gonna get here, and then I'm going to turn my bag. I'm just following that pre-existing 1/4 of an inch seam that I had already sewn. Adjusting as I go, making sure everything stays lined up. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to turn my bag and go up 1/4 of an inch. Just adjusting as I go, making sure my needle is down. I'm gonna turn here at 1/4 of an inch. Almost there. Following that pre-existing stitch that we did for the when we attached the zipper to the lining or the main panel, the exterior. So I'm just continuing, making my way, adjusting and making sure my lining and my exterior are matching and not shifting. Almost there. Now I'm going to turn, and I'm almost to the end of where I started my stitching. I'm just gonna make sure that everything's still lining up and sewing at 1/4 of an inch. Gonna cut this thread here and almost there. Okay, needle down. I'm going to turn, and I can see right where I started. Back stitching and done. Caught everything. Some shifting, but it'll be okay. Okay, now I'm going to put my hand through here and I'm going to pull my, oh, actually no. I want to clip into these beads here. I'm going to do a couple extra snips, but I'm just going to snip right there. All right. Now I'm going to pull my main panel through. Just working it through. No, I'm not pushing and I'm not pulling when I'm stitching my lining together. I'm just letting my machine, like, I'm just guiding it in. Yes, I'm holding it to keep it aligned, but I'm not gonna like try to push or pull because that could cause skip stitching, and it can cause bunching, like uneven bunching. So I'm letting my machine guide it. Okay, so now I'm just pushing in my lining, letting it. Yep, Mackenzie, gotta use those muscles. Okay. So now I'm just gonna close this to see how it looks. And not bad. You wouldn't even know that I messed up and chewed up my vinyl. Yes, we're so close, Deb. All we gotta do is top stitch, I believe, make my straps, and we are done. So I'm just running my hands through. I'm gonna grab my pocket panel, and this is why I like to do that stitch where I stitched it, because look at this. I'm gonna put my fingers here and it automatically wants to fold because we stitched that fold down. I'm just putting my fingers in, and I'm going to, you can press this, which I was going to, but my iron isn't. But if you're using cotton, you can iron this down, and it would make it a lot easier. Whoops. So I'm just going to work my way across. Yes. So now I'm just going to stitch at 1/8 of an inch on the bottom of my pocket. Stitch length is a 3. And then I'm going to top stitch my bag, which is always the most nerve-wracking thing. Okay, we did it. That part is done. Just cutting off the threads, and then I'm going to poke my corners in so that you can't see them. And then I'm going to turn in my pocket. Close my pocket. And then I see some thread, so I'm just going to carefully zap my thread. If you want to, you don't have to top stitch. It doesn't look terrible. I think it looks fine without top stitching, but I think I might top stitch. So let's see. So now we're gonna top stitch along the edge of the bag at 1/8 of an inch, sewing from inside the bag with the exterior against the presser foot. Oh yes, make sure you check out part 1 because this is a 2-part. I went over my 4-hour mark. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, so for the zipper, we're gonna add a zipper tab to it, but if you, you can also use zipper ends, like, it's a zipper end, and it just, you fold it, and you put it into the zipper, like a metal hardware zipper end, and you can leave, I'll show you. It's hard to explain. So these are zipper ends that you can put on your zipper ends. So yeah. So you can put this on the end of the zipper, but I only have it in this antique brass finish, so I'm going to use just a regular zipper tab. Let's see where I need to see where I put my zipper, the part for my zipper tab. So I lost my zipper tab. Are we surprised? No. Ow. So no. Oh goodness. I lost my zipper tab. So you can tuck it in, I believe. You can tuck it into the side. I don't know, I probably went a little too far. but you should be able to tuck it in. There's a little hole that you can tuck it in. So right here, there's a hole. You can tuck it inside. Oh, thank you. Yes, I just got it in the mail the other day. I love it. I wish I could have put it on my sewing machine, but it was way too big. Okay. I lost my zipper tabs. Or I don't know where they went. I had them, and now I don't. So I'm going to pull my straps. Can't believe I lost my zipper tabs. Actually, I can't. I can believe I lost my zipper tabs because I lose everything. I bet you they probably fell behind my... Hold on, I'm going to look for them. Okay, I don't know where my zipper tabs are, so I might have to cut new ones. Maybe I threw them in the trash. Okay, we'll just move on. They'll sew up. They always do. Okay, I'm probably just going to do my zipper tab out of vinyl and put it in. Yeah, I thought they were in my manila folder, but they're not in there anymore. That's why I have these, but I don't know. They just disappeared. Oh, found them. They fell out of the manila folder. And I forgot to interface these, but that's okay because you're not supposed to interface it. So let me just warm up my... I'm gonna warm up my iron so that I can iron this. We're gonna iron this in half and then we're gonna fold it again and then we're gonna put it onto our zipper and then we're gonna top stitch, but I am definitely procrastinating on that because I'm nervous about top stitching. Okay, so now I'm just getting this. I folded it in half. I'm going to fold it in half again. I'm going to get it again and fold it in half. I don't think I did that right. Fold and press, which I did. Then fold. So now you're going to fold this in half. And then I'm gonna fold it in half again. Oh, wait. I don't know. Why is this so confusing to me? Okay, I think I got it. Okay. So, there we go. I got it. I figured it out. And then, now I don't know where my snips are. Oh, found them. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to fold this and really press this so that it stays. And then I'm going to fold it again, but it's fraying everywhere. It's okay because the raw edges are going to be hidden, so you're not going to see. But I just want to make sure that this don't burn yourself. Okay, so that is your zipper. Uh-oh, why is it so dark? Okay, so this is gonna be your zipper end. So you're gonna get your zipper and you're going to fold it inwards like this. Good night. Good night, Mackenzie. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just folding these in towards the middle and putting the zipper tape on. I'm putting it all the way to the end of where the zipper is. So it's gonna look something like this. Just making sure it's nice and even. So this side's a little off. Let's try this again. I'm just folding it. Then I'm going to put my zipper tape in, or my zipper tab. Just making it as nice as possible. If you have a zipper end, that would work. Probably better. Okay, so there we go. I'm just folding it in. And now I'm going to top stitch this. I'm going to start at the top. I just want to make sure that my edges here at the top are even. there we go. And not, I don't have anything overlapping. So I'm gonna go at a 4-inch, and I'm going to do an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. It's just a top stitch. Then a back stitch. Turn. Go down my other side. Turn the other side. Go back down an 1/8 of an inch. And then turn it this way so it's easier to stitch, and come back down an 1/8 of an inch. Back stitching. And now you have your zipper tab. So I'm just gonna thread zap this. Okay, and then you can add it. You can leave it out if you want, or you can get it and tuck it into your lining and close up your So now I'm just gonna top stitch. You wanna make sure that when you do this, you wanna make sure that your zipper is out, because if you top stitch it and you accidentally top stitch your zipper, that would be really sad. Or, hold on. So open up your zipper to make it easier. I'm going to start in the back right here where nobody will see where I'm starting. And then I'm going to top stitch at an 1/8 of an inch. Making sure that my lining is not getting caught underneath. So if you want and you don't want anybody to see your top stitching, you cannot do a back stitch, and you can just go, you can leave your threads long, stitch all the way around, stop like one stitch before, and then you can pull your threads in the back and tie them off. I am just going to back stitch. So just going an 1/8 of an inch, making sure so I make sure that I'm not getting my back piece here, because you don't want to accidentally stitch that so close to being done. So I'm just following this at an 1/8 of an inch. Following everything, taking it slow so I can have a nice even stitching. Making sure your needle is down. So I'm going at 1/8 of an inch, slowly just working along, trying to get as even of a stitch as possible. Making sure that when I move or turn, that my needle is down. It's very important. So now I'm getting right to where my zipper is. So I left my zipper open. I think that will be the easiest way to get this top stitch without accidentally catching my zipper. So I'm making sure that my zipper is out of the way and it's not going to get caught while I'm top stitching. Almost done. I'm just at the last part, so I'm just going to adjust my bag. And we are almost there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my bottom stitching so that I don't get any nesting. You don't want to accidentally nest your threads. Okay, almost there. Just pushing my lining down, making sure it's nice and flat. 1/8 of an inch. Back stitch right when I get to my beginning part, or where I started. And I'm just going to close it. I hope you can see, and there is my top stitching. Okay, so now all we need to do is add our straps, or our adjustable straps. So I'm going to grab my hardware and set this aside, because now we're just putting the last bit together. So I'm going to put my putting my lobster claw in, my 1 inch, and then I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to rivet it. I'm going to sew and then rivet. So I just want to get my I'm going to go from the top so that I have a nice stitching. I'm going to go as close as I can to my lobster claw, and I'm going to back stitch, pull it out, clip and And then I'm going to go down just a little bit and do a second row of stitching at the bottom. Back stitching at the beginning and at the end. And then I'll go through with my thread zapper and I will zap these threads. So there is my strap. It's a little wonky, but it's handmade. It's okay. So now I'm going to add my adjuster. And make sure so I'm adding in my second lobster claw, and now I'm just going to push this up, and I'm going to go up and back through here at the bottom to make my strap adjustable. Right? Did I do that right? Hold on. Something is not right. It worked on, I did it on, sorry, I'm trying to get this right. Did I do this right? I think you can use it on regular cotton, I'm not sure. I only use it on, I think I did my strap wrong. No, I think I did it right. Yeah, I did it. Okay. Now, I'm just going to finish my strap. Okay, so now that my bottom strap is done, I'm just going to top stitch this at the bottom here. Making sure I backstitch at the beginning and the end. Okay. And now I have a adjustable strap. See? So now I can attach this to my, so I hope you can see. There's the handle. So now we just need to do the metal, or not the metal, but the vinyl ones. And I'm just gonna see what we're just gonna fold them down. Let's see. For the handles, we're gonna fold over 1 inch. And we are done. Where is, so grab my purse. Going to just even up my vinyl. Perfect. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to rivet it. I think I'm gonna do black, or this. I ordered gunmetal and I got black. I'm trying to see if it would look bad. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna stick with silver. Gonna get my hole punch. Fold up 1 inch on each side. So I'm folding up 1 inch on this side. Perfect. Clipping it. So that's what it's gonna look like. And then I got 2 clips. Where's my one? Here we go. Oh, slap myself in the face. Okay, 1 inch. Clip this. And do my other side. One inch, a little bit loose. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna pull you back. I'm gonna rivet it off camera. Ooh, I'm gonna rivet off camera because I have to use a hammer. It's gonna get loud, sorry. My machine. Okay. Sorry. See if I can zoom out. Whoop, sorry. Okay. So here is the finished bag. Isn't this so cute? So here it is. I'm actually so in love with this. I think it came out amazing. So that is the finished bag. And then now I can just take off the covering on my faceplate or my nameplate. And that is the Annette bag. So I'm going to rivet the handles off camera, and I will take pictures tomorrow for everyone to see. And thank you so much for everybody that joined me. Don't forget, I'm going live with Shanova, one of the other admins, Thursday for the Tonya bag. Is it Tonya or Tanya? So join us for that. Shanova is an amazing bag maker. She is very knowledgeable when it comes to modifying bags and when it comes to interfacing. So if you're still new, you have questions about interfacing, please join that live so you can ask Shanova what would be best. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this whole live. This video will be on my YouTube channel either tomorrow or good night, everybody. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.